What's up, everyone? Today, got some Birria tacos, Carnitas, and al pastor tacos. You've been watching, yeah, I really do like my tacos. And thank you for my first subscriber on YouTube. Hopefully, you don't grow sick and tired of me, but hopefully hopefully this channel grows, and hopefully I reach 1 million subscribers. All right, let's get it. Woo! Mm-hmm. I'm actually pretty hungry. Before we get into today's topic, yeah, just let me eat a little bit more. One second, need some lemon. So I mean lime, not lemon. Oh, jeez. Be careful not to squirt the citrus juices into your eye. It stings. Okay, now that I've wait a little bit, let's move on to today's topic. So again, I've been diving down the rabbit hole of the Fate franchise. So if you're new, the Fate franchise is an anime series. I believe it started as a novel first, and then it later translated into games. But the series I'm going to talk that I should literally just finished is Fate Apocrypha. So Fate Apocrypha is not like the main story; it's like alternate world. So it's not related to Fate Zero or Fate Unlimited's Night Blade Works. So Fate Apocrypha, yes, it's an alternate world where the Einstein family during the third Holy Grail War, instead of summoning, I had to do some research because it doesn't really explain it that well during the anime. So pretty much, during the third Holy Grail War, the Einstein family summons a class known as the Ruler class instead of the Avenger class, which was in the Fate Zero, Fate Stay Night route. And pretty much, one second. So the Ruler class in the third Holy Grail War served as a mediator between all the masters and servants in third Holy Grail War. So after the third Holy Grail War, it's normally placed in Fuyuki City. The war moves on to Romania, and there's these two factions. The faction, which is known as the Clock Tower Mage Association, if my mind remembers that correctly, and then also the Black faction, which is a clan called the Miglania family. I can't pronounce it, but if you do the research, that family. And so pretty much this new Holy Grail War is a little different though, right? These two factions, each side has 7 masters and 7 servants. Oh, so I forgot. Oh yeah, if you don't know the Fate franchise at all, let me explain a little bit more clearly. So yeah, usually the mages are chosen by the Holy Grail, and they're also accompanied by servants. So they have 7 classes as servants: Lancer, Archer, Saber, Rider, um, Caster, and Berserker. 7 classes. But in this case, we have an extra class called the Ruler class, which just serves as a mediator between the masters and servants. And then, so these two factions, each side has 7 mages and 7 servants. So there's 14 individuals involved in this war. And so pretty much the servants are notable heroes that can be from the past, present, or future. So it was kind of funny to see in Fate Apocrypha particularly, they have William Shakespeare as one of the servants. His power is like writing a script, which I guess it can alter the future a little bit, I believe. And then they also have, I don't know what Japanese people have a little weird taste sometimes. So they have Jack the Ripper. Normally, I believe Jack the Ripper wasn't an identified. We assume it was like a male, right? But Jack the Ripper in Fate Apocrypha is like a little girl. I don't know, they're into lollies and stuff like that. It's pretty funny. And then also, there's a character, particularly of the Rider class, who's the servant of the main character in the story. I forgot the writer's real name, but it's supposed to be he, but he's displayed as like looking like a girl. I don't know why, but it's kind of weird. But yeah, okay. So moving on, so to the main character, he's actually a homunculus, who's a homunculus created by the Millennia family, part of the Black faction. I can't pronounce the name correctly, but it's called the part of the Black faction. And homunculus are just like disposed of like easily. They're just used as objects. And this homunculus has a mind of his own, and he decides, I want to live. I want to save the other homunculus. But the lifespan of homunculus isn't that long. I believe it's only, in Fate Apocrypha they mentioned it was only 3 years. And one of the servants, he's under the Saber class. His name is Siegfried. He decides to give up his own life and gives his heart to the homunculus, and thus he can have more of a sustainable life. Well, just to forewarn you, I might spoil a little bit. But Fate Apocrypha has been out. I think it came out in 2017, so it's been out for a while. So I mean, it's been out for a while. So the homunculus gained Siegfried's heart, and in honor of him, he wants to carry out his name. So he names himself Siegfried as well, Sig for short. And then the ruler class, who serves as the mediator, as in this particular Holy Grail War, is Joan d'Arc. She serves a very prominent role later on as well throughout the series. But then, I'm gonna spoil a little bit for you. So, from the previous Holy Grail War, I believe is the third Holy Grail War, is actually a character who was formerly known as the previous ruler. He actually is a prominent character transitioning into Fate Apocrypha. So he's actually a master in this case, and he serves as like the main villain in the series. And his goal is to give humanity eternal life. So in that case, his goal toward the end of the series, he tries to use the Holy Grail's power to take away the life force of all humanity on Earth, and believe gain immortality through that somehow. But it's not right, taking away of people's lives without their consent, stuff like that. And if you watch the Fate State Unlimited Blade Works, the character, the main character Siegfried, the homunculus I'm speaking about, has very similar characteristics and character traits as Emiya Shiro. Yeah, Emiya Shiro from Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. So basically, they always want to save each other. So his first goal is to save the homunculus, and later on, toward the end of the series, he wants to save humanity, right? Just like Emiya Shiro, his vision was to become a warrior of justice, trying to save everyone as well. And then, let me see. I'm trying to think about. Okay, let me eat some first before I think about something else. Ooh. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. If you're not familiar with the Fate franchise, so the goal of winning this Holy Grail War is whichever master or servant becomes a victor between all the other competition, then they get to have one wish granted by the Holy Grail. So yeah, if I wasn't clear, I forgot. If you don't know about the Fate franchise, so pretty much, yeah, the Fate Apocrypha is just a new storyline. Has nothing to do with the Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works route. Oh yes, the previous ruler from the Third Holy Grail War, who's also master in Fate Apocrypha, he's been sticking around for 60 years to carry out his master plan, and it's ruined by the main protagonist is the story. This plot's, somewhat predictable, right? But I fairly enjoyed Fate Apocrypha. I don't think it was Studio Ufotable that produced Fate Apocrypha. I believe it's A1 Pictures. Yes, that's right. I think A1 Pictures did a pretty fairly good job in producing the series. Although it was somewhat predictable a little bit, and the ending was okay. But the fighting scenes were phenomenal. Toward the end of the series, there's a lot more fighting, and then yeah, I love that part of it for the most part. And yeah, so what I wish for the Fate series, just like Star Wars, right? They started with the trilogy first, and then they went back to the first trilogy. I hope they maybe delve into expanding into the first and second Holy Grail War and whatnot in the Fate series. There's so much potential for the series, and there's so much going on. A lot of people are intimidated by where to start in the Fate franchise. But if you haven't watched my previous videos, I highly suggest you can either start with Fate Zero or Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Fate Zero spoils a little bit into Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works because Fate Zero is the fourth Holy Grail War, and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works is the fifth Holy Grail War. And Unlimited Blade Works spoils a little bit. Fate Zero spoils a little bit into Unlimited Blade Works, if that makes any sense. But you can do a little research online as to where to start. Okay, well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Yeah, hope you liked today's video. Peace.